Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, we bring you boys varsity soccer as your Lawrence Cardinals take on the Princeton Tigers here at Lawrence Fields. Beautiful day for a soccer game. Starting in goal for Lawrence, we have Chase Rodeville. Princeton has brought Jared Bell to do the goaltending duties. Princeton will be starting with the ball. There's a kick over to the far side of the field. And let's see who ends up with it. It's kicked out of bounds by Princeton. Lawrence throwing. Here's the throw-in. Headed the other direction and back again. Back once more and another head. Finally, ball settled on the ground and Princeton will come up with it. Now sent over to the far sideline. Princeton will drop it back and reset. Now push through. And the cross gets away. Shot on goal. And that one's just a little high. Princeton almost had their first goal there. Chase Rodeville will set up for the goal kick. Here's the kick. And a fine kick it is, out past the center field line. Princeton settles the ball. Lawrence intercepts the pass. Now pass for Lawrence. It's out a little too far ahead. That will go across the end line and bring up a goal kick for Princeton. Looks like Jared Bell may be setting up to take the kick himself. Here's the kick by Bell. Princeton comes away with the ball. Intercepted by Lawrence. And Princeton's able to clear it. Princeton with a cross. And the ball is kicked out of bounds by Lawrence. That'll be Princeton ball. And Princeton will get the first corner kick of the game. Taking the kick for Princeton will be Rikoyu Tamada. Tamada sets up for the kick. Here's the kick. Goes past everyone. Lawrence comes up with it. They'll send it up the line. Can't quite hang on to it, and Princeton recovers. Tripping call. That'll be a free kick for Princeton. Nicola Caruso will be taking the kick for Princeton. Here's the kick. And a big kick it is. Two players went up for the ball. The header goes out of bounds. Looks like it'll be a goal kick for Lawrence. And Rodeville sits up for the kick. Rodeville kicks it over to the far side. Now Lawrence streaking down the sideline, kicked out of bounds by Princeton. It'll be a Lawrence throw-in. There's a throw. Headed past the defense and past the end line. That will be a goal kick for Princeton. Jared Bell once again setting up for the kick. Here's the kick by Bell. And a very good kick that one is. Headed back by Lawrence, but settled by Princeton. Princeton moving the ball around quite well. Cross it towards midfield. Now over towards this side of the field. Pass up the line. Princeton still maintaining possession. Ball's dropped back. Big kick from Lawrence to try and clear it. Header from Princeton is taken away by Lawrence. Now Princeton comes back with it. Ball on the far side of the field. Pass inside. That one gets past Rodeville, but heads out of bounds. That'll bring up another corner kick for Princeton. Looks like Tomato will be doing the kicking duties again. Tomato with the kick. Drops in there quite nicely. Cleared by Lawrence. Princeton heads it back towards the Lawrence goal, and it's cleared once again. Now out towards the far sideline. Princeton comes up with the ball. They'll pass it forward, drop it back, and send the action over towards the near corner. Pass in towards center, taken away by Lawrence. Lawrence with the pass toward midfield. And over towards the far sideline. Lawrence drops it back. Kick towards the goal. Played out by Princeton. Lawrence gets a head on it, but Princeton once again moves the ball out of the area. Lawrence settles it down. And kick towards the corner. Can't get there in time. That will be out of bounds on Lawrence. Goal kick for Princeton. Bell setting up for the kick. Here's the kick by Bell. That one gets past the midfield line, returned by Lawrence. Now Princeton returns the favor. Lawrence will send it out towards the near sideline and across the sideline. It'll be a throw in for Princeton. There's a short throw. And a little bit too energetic there for the referee. It'll be a free kick for Lawrence. Rodeville with the kick. Headed back by Princeton, settled by Lawrence. Lawrence will play it forward where it's taken away by Princeton. Princeton will now drop it back. Play it over to the near sideline. And across over to the far side of the field. Big kick down the far sideline, headed back by Lawrence. Princeton will settle the ball. Play it out towards the middle. Now sent into the near corner. And out of bounds it'll go. Princeton ball. There's a throw in by Princeton. Ball's taken away by Lawrence. Finally cleared by Lawrence. Princeton settles the ball, and they'll go back on the attack. Cross. Can't get the shot off. And that will be a Lawrence ball. I believe it was an offsides call. Rodeville will come out and take that one himself. Rodeville setting up for the kick, and here's the kick. Well past the center line. Headed back by Princeton. Back and forth, and Lawrence is going to end up with it. And a little bit of contact there.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So Elvis Curves Gonzalez back up on his feet. And we'll see how they resume play. It's going to be a Lawrence ball with a free kick.
Get up there, Maddox. Get up there.
Here's a kick by Lawrence. Over towards the goal. Headed out by Princeton and cleared. Now Princeton on the attack on the far side of the field. Working in towards the middle. Here's the cross. Shot on goal. Saved by Rodeville, and the putback puts it in for a goal. Yori Lowy, number 18 for Princeton, gets the first goal of the game, as Rodeville unable to hang on to that first save, and Lowy was able to put it in. 1-0 the score. The Princeton Tigers with the lead.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So Princeton with the early lead in this game. Lawrence will have to strike back quick here to stay in this one. There's a big kick by Lawrence down the field. And Princeton's going to make sure that one's allowed to roll out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for Princeton. Jared Bell once again with the kick. It's a short kick off to the side. Pressure from Lawrence, and Princeton will play it back. That drew off the Lawrence attack, and Princeton will now start to play the ball forward. There's a kick towards the middle, stopped by Lawrence. Pass forward. And that pass is intercepted by Princeton. Princeton plays it over to the near sideline. There's a big kick towards middle. Settled by Princeton. They'll drop it back. And now that one's going to roll across the end line. Some discussion about whose ball that was. It looks like it's going to be called a corner kick for Princeton. And we see Tamata heading over there to do the kicking duties again. You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network on LTPS TV as Princeton sets up for a corner kick. Tamata with the kick. That one's headed out by Lawrence. Lawrence settles the ball. Jermaine Meisel working his way through the defense. Now Meisel going for the goal. That one's cleared by Princeton. Lawrence settles the ball. Pass over to the far side. There's a cross in towards goal and right into the waiting arms of Bell. Now Bell with a drop kick. Ball's headed further down the field. Lawrence comes up with it. Taken away by Princeton. Now Princeton sends it down the near sideline. And that call will go against Princeton, so it'll be a free kick for Lawrence. Brennan Miller will take the kick for Lawrence. Lawrence settles the ball. Pass over to the near sideline. Ball sent up in the air. Settled once again by Lawrence, but taken away by Princeton. Kicked down the line by Princeton, or sent out towards midfield. Princeton able to settle the ball. Give and go to get around the defenders. Lawrence breaks up the play. Lawrence will kick it. Princeton will kick it over the end line, but off the foot of Lawrence, so that will be another corner kick. Tamata heading over there to do the kicking duties again. Tamata with the kick. Kicked up in the air. And Lawrence tried to settle the ball. Princeton comes up with it. Princeton with a kick, stopped by Lawrence. Lawrence will play it off to the side. That'll be kicked out of bounds by Princeton. Lawrence ball. Devin Jodoin will be doing the throw-in for Lawrence. Just waiting for a couple quick substitutions, and there's the whistle to start play. Throw-in headed by Princeton. Now Princeton working the far side of the field. Send it out. Kick in is headed out. And Lawrence comes up with the ball. Taken away by Princeton. Princeton will drop it back and they'll set up with a big kick down towards the Lawrence goal. It's kicked up over Rodaviel's head and over the goal line. So out of bounds, it'll be a goal kick for Lawrence. Rodaviel setting up for the goal kick. There's the kick. Fielded by Lawrence. Taken away by Princeton. And I think that call is going to go against Lawrence. Grano Azevedo will be taking the kick for Princeton. Short kick it is. Now played over to the far corner, or the near corner. Tried to cross it. Cross blocked by Lawrence. Now that cross goes off. And it's in for a goal. Princeton's second goal of the game, this time scored by number 9, Ian Pompiliano. That goal gives the Princeton Tigers a 2-0 lead over the Lawrence Cardinals.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
Cardinals in need of a goal. They'll drop the ball back. Pass over to the far side of the field. And now they'll start working it up the line. There's a cross to center. Cross back to the far side. Lawrence with a shot in towards goal. It's stopped by Princeton, and Princeton will clear the ball. Lawrence will play the ball back to Rodeville. Rodeville gets it on the first touch. Now Princeton working the ball midfield. They'll send it over to the near sideline. And Lawrence will tip the ball away. And that call will go against Princeton. It'll be a free kick for Lawrence. Davine Joydine will be taking the kick.
Physical, man. Get on them. I want some bodies. Don't ever have number 9 facing the goal.
Well, make no mistake, that was not the Lawrence goalie. That was actually someone in the grandstands with the hollering. Now Princeton sends the ball towards Lawrence. Taken away by Lawrence, but Princeton recovers. Lawrence takes it away again. Princeton takes it back. Now Princeton on the far side of the field. Princeton recovers. Princeton moving the ball toward midfield. Now over towards the near sideline. Pass into the near corner. There's a cross. Play is broken up by Lawrence, but Princeton recovers the ball. They'll send it back over to this sideline. Now pass back out towards the middle. They'll drop it back and send it over to the far side of the field. Little too far. That one goes out of bounds. It'll be Lawrence ball. Patrick Maloney with the throw in. Here's the throw. Good throw down the line. Ball settled by Lawrence, kicked out of bounds by Princeton. Lawrence with another throw. And deep into Princeton territory, that one goes. That was going to go over the end line. And it looks like it's going to bring on a corner kick for Lawrence. David Majcut will head over to the corner to take the kick for Lawrence. Majcut with the kick. That one's punched out by Bell. And Princeton gets a hold of the ball. That will be a tripping call against Lawrence. Referee making sure they don't gain too much ground on that, but it will be a free kick for Princeton. Here's a kick. Ball's dropped back. Now sent down the near sideline. Princeton angling in. Ball's taken away by Lawrence. Lawrence sends it forward. Now over to midfield. Lawrence plays it over to the far side. Ball sent up the line but went over the line. Princeton ball. Princeton throws it back. Now played over to midfield. And the players get tangled up with the ball. It'll be a Lawrence ball. Free kick for Lawrence. Majcut again will set up for the kick. Here's the kick by Majcut. And a big kick it is in towards the goal. And Bell had a little trouble hanging on to that one, but managed to settle it. Here's the kick by Bell. Ball settled by Lawrence, but taken away by Princeton. Now Princeton heading towards the Lawrence goal. Off toward the corner. And that will be a throw-in for Princeton. Princeton with a short throw. Right back to the thrower, and big kick in towards the goal. Headed out by Lawrence. Headed again by Lawrence. Princeton turns and shoots. That one will go wide. Goal kick for Lawrence. Chase Rodeville will set up for the goal kick. In case you're just tuning in, I don't know why the scoreboard's not showing it, but the Princeton Tigers are leading 2-0 over the Lawrence Cardinals here in the first half of play. Here's the kick by Rodeville, and it's a short kick to the near side. Lawrence will send the ball forward. Play's broken up by Princeton, who go on the attack. Lawrence gets there to break it up. Out of bounds on Princeton. It'll be a Lawrence throw-in. There's a throw by Lawrence. Lawrence will kick it out of bounds. It'll be a White throw-in. Princeton with the throw-in. Very short throw. Heavy pressure by Lawrence. They had to get rid of it quick. And they'll move it over towards the middle of the field. And then on to the far side of the field. Now Princeton advancing towards the Lawrence goal. Pass towards center, back out again. Big kick. That's going to drop in front of the goal, but Lawrence there to break that up. Princeton takes the ball away. They'll drop it back. And big kick over towards the Lawrence goal. That one's fielded by Rodeville. Rodeville sends the ball out towards midfield. Lawrence plays a little further up the field, but settled by Princeton. Princeton will drop it back a little. Now cross it over toward the near side of the field. Princeton dribbling up the near sideline unchallenged. There's the kick. Lawrence gets the ball headed the other direction. Princeton right there to send it back. And Princeton will play it over to the far side of the field. Big kick towards the goal. And I believe that's going to be an offsides call on Princeton. So free kick for Lawrence. Rodeville coming out of the goal in order to take the kick. And here's the kick. Ball is kicked the other direction by Princeton. They'll have to drop it back and cross it now to the near side of the field. Big kick down towards the goal. That'll go over the end line off the foot of Lawrence. That'll bring up another corner kick for Princeton. Tamata heading over there to do another corner kick. Wait till everyone gets sets up, and then Tamata will take his kick. Here's the corner. Didn't get very high, but it did end up in the goal. That's goal number 3 for Princeton as Ethan Parker, number 6, finds the back of the net.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So the Princeton Tigers leading with a score of 3-0 over the Lawrence Cardinals as our scoreboard finally catches up to the game. Lawrence with the ball. They'll play it towards the middle and back over towards the far side. Ball gets away and Princeton will come up with it. Princeton with a kick down the field. Ball in the far side. Lawrence comes up with it. Now Lawrence advancing it down the sideline. Princeton returns the ball. Lawrence makes the stop. And pass up the field. Picked off by Princeton. Now Princeton advancing past the center line. Well, almost past the center line. They'll send it over towards this sideline. Now it's across the center line. And the ball is kicked down towards the corner. Lawrence there to apply pressure, but Princeton comes up with the ball. Ball up in the air. Still no one in possession. Finally, Lawrence clears the ball. Header by Princeton, and Lawrence will clear it even further. That's going to bounce out of bounds for a Princeton throw-in. Breno Azevedo will be taking the throw-in for Princeton. As soon as play resumes, here's the whistle to resume play. There's a throw-in. Ball is crossed over to the far side of the field. Princeton still in possession. They'll drop it back. And crossed over towards this side of the field. Princeton will send it across the field, but it's headed out by Lawrence. Lawrence sends the ball over to the far side. Now working the middle. Big kick down towards the Princeton goal. Ball goes skyward. Lawrence settles it. That will go out of bounds. I believe that was off the foot of Princeton. Dylan Adamski headed over there to do the throwing duties. Adamski heading back for a big run at the throw, and a big throw it is as he puts it right in the middle of the box, but the goalie, Jared Bell, ready for it. He comes out and grabs it out of the air. Excellent throw there by Adamski. Lawrence will play the ball towards the middle. Now back over towards this sideline. Drop back. And Princeton comes up with it. Princeton will clear the ball and send it over toward the far sideline. Lawrence will get there first, and they'll play it back to Rotteville. Rotteville sends it right back out again. And that will be out of bounds. Throw in for Lawrence. Kicked out by Princeton. It'll be another throw in for Lawrence. There's the throw. Well down the field. Ball is cleared by Princeton. Sent back that direction by Lawrence and kicked out of bounds by Princeton. Lawrence throw-in. Dylan Adamski with another throw-in. Once again, getting some good distance on those throws. Header by Meisel goes towards the goal, easily fielded by Bell. Bell setting up for the kick, and there's the drop kick. A lot of altitude, it's going to drop in just past the center line. Settled by Princeton. Princeton will move the ball over towards midfield and play it over to the far side of the field. Princeton now dribbling the ball down the sideline. Tried to get off a cross, but it was blocked and the ball will go out of bounds off the foot of Lawrence. Throw in for Princeton. Now there's the cross they were looking for. And they get called on a handball. That'll turn the ball over to Lawrence for a free kick. Rodeville setting up for the kick. Here's the kick. That's returned by Princeton. And that'll head out of bounds for a Lawrence throw-in. There's the throw. Passed up the line. And Meisel managed to get through some of the defenders. That one's kicked out of bounds by Princeton. It'll be a Lawrence throw-in. Adamski heading over there to make another throw-in. Last time he did this, he was able to put it in like it was a corner kick. Once again, another good throw by Adamski. Header goes out of bounds. Let's see who gets the ball from that one. Looks like it's going to be a corner kick for Lawrence. Samuel Bowes setting up for the corner kick. Here's the kick. That one drops in there quite nicely. Headed out by Princeton. Lawrence recovers it. There's a cross. Shot on goal is a little high and wide. That'll be a goal kick for Princeton. Jared Bell setting up for the goal kick. Here's the kick by Bell. Bell getting good distance on that one as well. Headed the other direction by Lawrence. Princeton breaks up the play. They'll move it over to the side of the field. And that call will go against Lawrence. It'll be a Princeton ball. Princeton with a cross. Now back in towards midfield. Played forward by Princeton, but play is broken up by Lawrence. All sent forward and Princeton intercepts it. Now Princeton will drop it back. Pass to the far side of the field. Big kick down the line. Gets past everybody. And Rodeville comes out of the net to grab that one. Rodeville with the kick. Ball settled by Lawrence quite nicely. Pass to midfield. Now they'll send it forward. Drop it back. And over to the near sideline. Pass back to mid. Over to center. Now Lawrence will play it over to the far side of the field. Drop it back. Back up the sideline. Now pass in towards center. Shot on goal. And Jared Bell able to field that one. Bell throw it over to the backs. Big kick up the field. That'll go out of bounds off of Princeton for a Lawrence throw-in. My mistake. It's going to be a free kick for Lawrence. Lawrence will play the ball over to Rotteville, and Rotteville will do the kicking from there. Princeton will kick it the other direction. Send it over towards the far sideline. It's played forward down the line. Kicked out of bounds by Lawrence. Princeton throw-in. Lawrence with a big clear. Headed back the other direction by Princeton. And there's the buzzer for the end of the first half, as the Princeton Tigers are leading over the Lawrence Cardinals with a score of 3-0. Stay tuned.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Lawrence will start the second half with possession of the ball. They'll drop it back and kick forward. Ball settled by Lawrence, can't hang on to it, and Princeton gets a hold of it. Lawrence is there to take it back. Now pass to the near corner. Lawrence gets there in time. Princeton breaks up the play, and that will go out of bounds off the foot of Lawrence. It'll be a goal kick for Princeton. Jared Bell sets up for the kick, and it's a short kick off to the far side of the field. Princeton will play it up the line. Now drop it back. And a big kick up the line. Princeton able to settle the ball. Pass over to center, now back out to the sideline. Lawrence keeping up the pressure. Almost got the ball away there. Now Princeton will play it over towards this side of the field. Back over towards the middle. Drop it back. Pass up the middle. And Lawrence will clear the ball. That'll be a throw-in for Princeton. Princeton with the throw-in. Pass it over towards midfield. Shot on goal is high. That'll be a goal kick for Lawrence. And Chase Rotteville set up to take that one. Here's the kick. Headed up in the air by Princeton. Headed the right direction by Lawrence. And that call will go against Princeton. It'll be a free kick for Lawrence. Brennan Miller setting up for the kick. And it's a short pass. Drop it right back to Miller. And this one's all the way back to Rotteville. Rotteville clears it, sends it over to the near sideline. Settled by Lawrence. Now pass up the field. And Jared Bell comes out and grabs that one. Bell's going to roll it out. There's a kick. And Princeton settles the ball. Princeton will drop it back. Ball's taken away by Lawrence. Good extra effort there. Now the ball will be sent over to the far side. Lawrence sends it forward. And Princeton sends it over towards the sideline. Lawrence is there to intercept. Princeton gets it back, and Princeton will kick it up the sideline. Lawrence gets a foot on it, but can't settle it. Now Lawrence takes the ball away. Pass is intercepted by Princeton. Princeton's pass is deflected by Lawrence. Free kick for Princeton. Another good extra effort there to tip the ball away. Now Princeton goes in. Pass out to the near corner. And Princeton will send it back towards the middle of the field. Shot on goal is deflected by Lawrence. Header to send it out of the 18. Ball tipped away, and Lawrence comes up with it. Lawrence will drop back. There's a pass. That pass is intercepted by Princeton, who sends it way back. Princeton now boots it forward. Header by Lawrence, settled by Princeton, taken away by Lawrence, recovered by Princeton. Pass by Princeton. Now Princeton with a cross to the far side of the field. They'll send it up the far side. Lawrence catches the ball. Sends it out towards the sideline. Drop back and headed forward. Now Princeton will send it the other direction. Headed back towards Princeton. Princeton sends it in again. Pass out. He crossed over towards this side of the field. And now streaking down the sideline. Ball's turned over to Princeton. Princeton sends the ball up the middle. And shot, and it's a goal for Princeton, as Yuri Lowy scores his second goal of the game to make the score now 4-0 in favor of Princeton.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTBS TV.
So early in the second half of this game, Lawrence Cardinals now trailing by 4. They've got the ball, and the Cardinals now send it down the field. Pass toward the middle. And that'll be a trip call against Princeton. Lawrence ball. Lawrence will get a free kick on that one. And it looks like Liam Collins will be setting up for the kick. Nope, Liam leaves the ball there, and we'll see who comes to get it. Looks like Dylan Adamski will be taking the kick. There's the kick. Header towards the center, and it's cleared by Princeton. Cleared further by Princeton. Lawrence pops it up in the air and heads it back to Rodeville, who has to kick it. Well, I guess he could have grabbed it, but he decided to kick it. Now Princeton on the attack. Shot on goal is wide. Rodeville dives for it, but it's outside his range and outside the goal. I'll bring up a goal kick by Rodeville. There's the kick. It's a short one off to the side. Lawrence will advance the ball. Now cross it back towards the middle. Further up the middle. And a big kick down towards the far side. Loose ball gathered up by Bell. Bell looking for someone to give the ball to. And he goes for a drop kick. That's returned by Lawrence. Pass is deflected by Princeton. It'll be a Lawrence ball. Here's the throw in. Princeton gets the ball. Pass over to the far side. And Princeton drops the ball back. And drop it back a little further. Now kick over towards the near side. Into the near corner goes the ball and out of bounds. That'll be a Lawrence throw-in. There's the throw. That will be out of bounds on Lawrence. It'll be a Princeton throw-in. Princeton throws the ball backwards. And even further back they go to cross it to midfield. Now across to the far side of the field. Advance it up the line. And tipped out of bounds by Lawrence. Throw in for Princeton. Here's a throw for Princeton. They'll drop it back. Pass forward. That pass is intercepted by Lawrence. Kicked up the line and over the line. Out of bounds on Lawrence. It'll be a Princeton throw-in. Here's a throw for Princeton. Ball gets away. Tipped out of bounds. I believe that'll be another Princeton throw-in. There's the throw. Now Princeton turns and sends it up the line, but Lawrence is there to tap it. Now Lawrence advancing the ball towards the Princeton end of the field. Princeton intercepts. They'll drop it back. Pass forward. Now Princeton dribbling toward the goal. Gets tangled up with Lawrence. They'll drop back. Now here's a cross into the box. Cleared by Lawrence. Lawrence working a give and go. Now there's a big kick up the field. Kicked right back by Princeton. And a whistle on that play. I believe that was an offsides call on Princeton. Be a free kick for Lawrence. Brennan Miller setting up for the kick. He'll send it over towards midfield. Drop it back, and Rodeville will give it a good kick. Headed the other direction by Princeton. Now Princeton settles the ball. They'll cross it to midfield. A little further over towards the other side. And now over towards the far sideline. Lawrence will kick the ball out of bounds. It'll be a Princeton throw-in. Lawrence kicks the ball out of bounds. Princeton throw-in. There's a throw from Princeton. And I believe that's going to be called out of bounds on the end line, giving Princeton a corner kick. Rakeo Tamada headed for the corner to take the shot. And it's a short kick. Lawrence there ready for it. Now they finally get a cross off. Oh, fancy back kick there, but way over the goal. That'll bring up a goal kick for Lawrence. Rodeville sets up for the kick. Looking for someone to kick it to. And here's the kick. Headed by Princeton, now settled by Princeton. They'll advance the ball into the box. Rodeville comes out, tips it out of the 18. It's still loose. There's a cross. Blocked by Lawrence. Princeton will drop it back. Now send it over to the far side of the field. Now working the far corner. There's a cross. And that's going to be sent out by Lawrence. Princeton gets there in time to keep it in bounds. But now they send it towards the middle of the field. Push through. Drop back by Princeton. Now over towards the near sideline. Heading for the near corner. Cross. That one goes through everyone and is cleared by Lawrence. Sent out to the far side by Princeton. And that kick will go across the end line to bring up a goal kick for Lawrence. Rodeville will set up for the goal kick. Here's the kick. And another good kick by Rodeville. Headed forward by Lawrence. And that's called a throw-in for Princeton. Fancy footwork there by Meisel. Can't maintain control, and ball will be kicked out of bounds by Princeton. Throw in for Lawrence. A little premature as we hold up things for a couple quick substitutions. We've got Matt Sargent over there getting ready to do the throw in. There's the throw. Big kick over towards the goal. That one's fielded by Jared Bell. Opportunity for the Cardinals, just couldn't put it in the net. Bell with a drop kick. Kicked out of bounds by Lawrence. That'll be a throw in for Princeton. And once again, we'll hold up for some substitutions. You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network on LTPS TV, where Princeton's about to do a throw-in. They are leading 4-0 in the second half of play over the Lawrence Cardinals. There's the throw. That one's headed by Lawrence and then kicked out of bounds by Lawrence. Be a Princeton throw-in. There's the throw. Settled by Princeton. Back and forth passing. There's a cross. Princeton couldn't get the shot off. Now that shot goes a little high. It'll be out of bounds on Princeton for a Lawrence goal kick. Well, apparently the referee saw something that I didn't, and he's calling that one a corner kick for Princeton. Here's the kick. That one's knocked out by Lawrence. Headed out of the box. Loose ball. Finally, Princeton settles it. Lawrence takes it away. Finally kicked out of bounds. That'll be a Lawrence throw-in.
Good no call.
Lawrence with the throw-in. Settled by Lawrence. Now pressured by Princeton. Lawrence prevails. Crossed by Lawrence. That's played slightly forward, now further forward. Ball's knocked away by Princeton, recovered by Lawrence. That time Princeton kept it. Princeton will drop it back, a little further back, and off to the far side we go. Kicked up the line. Princeton maintains possession, is streaking towards the goal. Shot is no good. Not sure if Rodeville touched that one on the way by. Yes, it looks like it's going to be a corner kick. We see Rakuya Tamada headed for the corner again. He's been taking most of the corner kicks for Princeton. Tamada lining up for the kick. Here's the kick. That one's going to go over the end line. Looks like it'll be a goal kick for Lawrence. Rodeville setting up for the kick. Thought about the short kick and then thought twice. Here's the kick. Lawrence settles the ball, now advancing it right into Princeton. Princeton will bring it over to the near sideline. Now Princeton dribbling down the field. Pass to the near corner. It's a little far ahead, and Lawrence comes up with it. Lawrence with the pass. Sends it forward. It's denied by Princeton. Another attempt by Lawrence. Tried to send it over to the far side. Princeton got a foot on it. Lawrence will recover. Lawrence plays it across. Oh, ball is stolen by Princeton. Now Princeton sends it in towards the goal. Shot is deflected and goes out of bounds. No goal. Got substitutions going on. It'll be a corner kick for Princeton, setting up in the near corner. Tamada again. Here's the kick. And that'll be a goal kick for Lawrence. And here's a strange turn of event. It looks like Rodeville is being pulled out of the game. And instead, we have Dylan Cox coming in to 10 goal for the rest of the game. I don't believe we've seen Cox at any of the home games yet this year. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. Here's the kick. Well, almost a kick. Cox thinking about it. Take two. There's the kick by Cox. Didn't quite get the distance that he was hoping for there, but Lawrence maintains possession. Now pass over to the sideline. Ball's tipped away by Princeton. Taken back by Lawrence. And good give and go there as Meisel streaks down the sideline. He's angling in. Cross. Nobody got a hold of it. Lawrence going after it. Kicked out of bounds by Princeton. It should be a Lawrence throw-in. Dylan Adamski is setting up for the throw-in. Adamski in the first half was able to throw it into the middle of the 18 to give some scoring opportunities to Lawrence. Here's another good one. And there's a kick. Oh! Shot on goal was denied by Jared Bell. Good scoring opportunity there for Lawrence, just weren't able to capitalize on it. Now Bell rolls it out. Lawrence just about got there in time to take it away. A battle for possession on that one. And that one will go out of bounds. It'll be a Lawrence throw-in. My mistake. It's going to be a free kick for Lawrence. Majcut will be taking the kick. There's a kick, and a good kick it is, too. Down into the box. Headed out by Princeton. Lawrence sends it back the other direction. And whistle on that play. Be a free kick for Princeton, maybe not. Referee holds up play for a moment. We'll see what happens. Well, they're sending the ball back to where all the confusion started. And it looks like Jared Bell will be taking a free kick. Bell with the kick, and he sends it down the field. Kicked the other way by Lawrence, returned by Princeton. Now Princeton settles the ball. Princeton will drop it back. Passing back and forth. Now Princeton moving in towards the Lawrence goal. And that one is stopped by Dylan Cox as he throws the ball back out. Now Lawrence on the attack. Ball sent up to the near corner. Good hustle and the cross. It's a goal. The extra effort pays off as Lawrence gets their first goal of the game. Jermaine Meisel puts it in the net to give Lawrence 1 point on the board.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
So here we are in the second half of play, and Lawrence has broken the ice on that goal. Princeton still leading with a score of 4-1, but Lawrence now showing some signs of life. Maybe they can get back into this game. Princeton with the ball. Advancing unchallenged. Now there's a forward pass. Ball's taken away by Lawrence. Lawrence will drop it back. Played further forward. And a kick down the sideline. That's going to roll over towards Bell, who scoops it up. And he's looking for someone to give the ball to. Big drop kick by Bell. Headed the other direction by Lawrence. Lawrence now with a kick towards the end line. And I think that one's going to bounce across the end line, bring up a goal kick for Princeton. Bell setting up for the kick. Here's the kick by Bell. And whistle on that play. It's going to be a call against Lawrence. Free kick for Princeton. Princeton elects to drop it back and cross it over to the near side of the field. Now they'll send it in towards the 18, and that one's easily handled by Cox. Cox with a short throw. Lawrence advancing the ball towards the near sideline. Ball's taken away by Princeton. Princeton will send it up the middle. And ball taken away by Lawrence. Out of bounds, that'll be throw in for Princeton. Shadows are getting long here in the waning minutes of the game. Lawrence heads the ball back out of the box. Plays it back. And kicked it off of the Princeton player to bring up a goal kick for Lawrence. Dylan Cox will set up for the goal kick. It's a short kick. Kick is headed up in the air by Princeton. Now sent the other direction, headed back by Lawrence. And that will bounce out of bounds for a Princeton throw-in. Princeton with the throw. Cross to the middle. Princeton will play it back to the other side and drop it even further back. And further back. Now over towards the near side of the field. Princeton will go back on the attack. Pass up the sideline. Lawrence gets there first, turns it around, but Princeton regains control. Now played up the middle, and Lawrence will clear the ball. Princeton gets there in time. They'll drop it back. And drop it back even further. Now Princeton plays it over to the near sideline. Pass up the line. Tipped away by Lawrence. Can't hang on to it though, and Princeton recovers. Shot on goal. That one's going to go wide. That'll bring up another goal kick for Lawrence. And we'll see Dylan Cox setting up for the goal kick. Cox with another short kick there. Lawrence brings the ball up the field. Can't hang on to it. And Princeton can't hang on to it either. As it goes out of bounds, it'll be a Lawrence throw-in. Patrick Maloney looks like he'll be taking the throw-in. Waiting just a moment for a substitution. And now Maloney will throw the ball in. Ball's taken away by Princeton. Loose ball recovered by Lawrence. Now picked off by Princeton. Now back to Lawrence. And a kick up the field by Lawrence. Ball's cleared by Princeton. Lawrence recovers. Now Princeton's going to take it away. They'll send it the other direction. And there's Cox to take care of it. He'll send it out to the side. Now Lawrence unchallenged. Got it out too far ahead of him, and it's sent the other direction by Princeton. That'll bring up a goal kick for Lawrence. Dylan Cox setting up for the goal kick. Here's the kick by Cox. Once again, not getting the distance he was hoping for, but not a short kick either. Headers back and forth. Lawrence settles the ball. It's taken away by Princeton. Lawrence gets it back. There's a cross. Played even further down. Now Princeton comes away with the ball. Princeton with a cross over towards the goal. Oh, and Dylan Cox comes out with a sliding save. I guess Lawrence has more than one star goalie on the team. There's a drop kick by Cox. Gets it out past the midfield line. And Lawrence had the ball for a moment. Settled by Lawrence. Tipped back, and now Lawrence will send it over to the other side of the field. Princeton settles it and kicks it out of bounds for a Lawrence throw-in. Jackson Caruso over there on the field for Lawrence. I believe that's the first we've seen of him in this game. There's the throw. Played back. Now the cross in towards the goal. And it's headed out by Princeton. Now sent down the field. And Lawrence will send the ball out of bounds to break up that play. Throw in for Princeton. Princeton with the throw. And that one's cleared by Lawrence, settled by Lawrence, and kicked out of bounds by Princeton. Lawrence throw in. Dylan Adamski with the throw. That was tipped out of bounds. It'll be a Princeton throw in. Princeton with the throw. Lawrence with the cross. Now they'll send it the other direction. Princeton recovers the ball. Now Princeton moving up the center of the field. Played over to the near side. Back over to the middle. Back to the near side. Even farther toward the sideline. Back over. Lawrence got a foot on it but couldn't get it away. Princeton recovers. And Princeton down in the near corner. The cross is blocked by Lawrence, and Lawrence will clear the ball toward the sideline. Princeton recovers it. Princeton moving it across toward the middle of the field. Back out. Princeton will drop it back and reset. Now played forward. Princeton working the far side of the field. They'll drop it back again. And send it back even further. Now over toward the near side of the field. Princeton plays it forward down the sideline. Ball's taken away by Lawrence and cleared by Lawrence. That was Majcut who got the stop on that one. It'll be a throw-in for Lawrence once they find the ball.
Oh, okay.
That one went quite a distance. And we'll use a different ball. There's a throw-in for Princeton. Princeton drops the ball back. Over. And shot on goal. Diving save by Cox. Can't hang on to it, but he dives again to recover it. Another exciting stop there for Cox. There's a drop kick by Cox to send it out towards midfield. Header goes further towards the goal. Now sent the other direction by Princeton. Princeton on the near sideline. Ball taken away by Lawrence, recovered by Princeton. Lawrence will drop it back and play it off toward Cox. Cox sends it over to the far side of the field. Now Lawrence advancing the ball. Ball's taken away by Princeton. Kicked out of bounds by Lawrence. It'll be a Princeton throw-in. Now Princeton with the throw. And Cox darts out of the net to grab that one. Seeing a lot of good play out of Cox in the late goings of this game. Less than 2 minutes left in the game. Lawrence will play the ball over towards the far sideline. Drop it back. Cross. And now advancing the ball. It's kicked the other direction by Princeton. Princeton brings the ball over to this end of the field, this side of the field. Keeps it in bounds. Now the cross from Princeton. Intercepted by Lawrence, turned over and recovered. Ball kicked out of bounds by Princeton. It'll be a Lawrence throw-in. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Adamski will be taking the throw. There's the throw-in. And down the line it goes. Lawrence, well, that looks like it might have danced on the line. That would be a throw-in for Princeton. Princeton with the big throw. That one danced out of bounds as well. So it'll be a throw-in for Lawrence. And an equally big throw. Now a kick the other direction by Princeton. That one goes out of bounds. It'll be a Lawrence throw-in. There's the throw. Header goes out of bounds. It'll be throw-in for Princeton. And that will do it as the clock counts down to 0. The Princeton Tigers will defeat the Lawrence Cardinals here at home with a score of 4-1. Thank you for watching, and remember to tune in next time for more exciting Cardinal sports action on LTPS TV.